look, a movie talking about a certain pandemic that happened in the 2020s. This will not be controversial at all. If you know the name Ari Aster, then you know that this is a filmmaker that doesn't really make light films. His work is mainly known for being disturbing and not afraid to push buttons. So when I heard that he was going to tackle a film that deals with the pandemic and really humanity in the midst of all of that, oh, I was all in for this concept. I really thought this movie was going to go into the more political thriller route, but no. Pretty much a comedy from beginning to end for majority of the film. It also acts as a slow burn western. At the center of it all, we have the sheriff, played by Joaquin Phoenix, and Ted Garcia, the current mayor, played by Pedro Pascal. Essentially, they represent opposing ideologies. You can clearly get the idea when you see the movie, you know, red, blue. This movie really tackles on a lot of ideas, but primarily the one main idea is people and how people react to certain situations, hence a pandemic. All of that sounds fascinating, but is this a good movie? Well, define good. Eddington is the kind of movie that people are going to project a lot onto. Some people are going to want this movie to lean in and really choose a side or pick certain things and kind of exploit it. Like, for example, MAGA, and how some people view that side to be really good, and others deem it to be truly false. Others will want this movie to tackle social media and how it affected not just teenagers, which it definitely has, but has also affected humans in general, adults, seniors, how we all collect our information and just make an opinion from either a headline or a 30-second reel or TikTok video. The movie does kind of go into that direction, but where they have a subplot for that, it's not really that interesting. All of that buildup is essentially for a joke at the end of the film. It didn't really kind of paint across exactly what Ari was trying to say about that subject. There's a lot of things thrown at you into this film, and when it decides to slow down and focus on characters like the sheriff, Joaquin Phoenix, I really wasn't invested. And here's the thing, I don't need to necessarily fall in love with this character. I already knew from the trailers I probably wasn't. This guy is kind of crazy. Majority of everyone in this film is a bit crazy, but especially his character. So I'm not expecting to fall in love with him and be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to make it to the end of this film. It's gonna be great. I just was bored with his arc and what they were trying to establish, especially between his relationship to his wife, played by Emma Stone. I don't think they utilized Emma Stone and Austin Butler in this film. They have a couple moments here and there, and they're good with what they're given. It's just their characters don't really add to anything within the story or amount to something that actually leaves an impact. And that really sucks because Aster does a really good job with making you feel something by the time the movie's over. And instead, they don't really do anything to make this feel kind of whole. Now, I'm not bashing Joaquin Phoenix's performance. He was great in this, and there are some genuine laugh out loud moments with his character. I didn't really find his character that interesting. I didn't really understand what they were trying to say with majority of the characters, but especially when you're following somebody for 2.5 hours. Oh my God, this movie felt like 3. It will just feel even longer. And not even Pedro Pascal, who plays Ted, can save this film. And that's the character that I actually wanted to spend more time with. And not to get into spoilers, he's in a decent amount of the film, but also not really. Now, the movie did start to work for me about an hour and a half in. Yeah, that's a problem with your film if it takes that long and you still have an hour left to tell the story you're trying to tell. But when this certain thing happens, it did grab my attention and the movie just kept on going. Part of the reason why I believe the last hour worked for me is because it felt like Ari Aster was finally tapping into the chaotic nature of the story, going into the craziness of how people will react to certain things. It's just a shame that it took that long for that creative juice to start to flow. Now, I didn't hate Eddington. I just thought it was kind of disappointing. There's a lot of craftsmanship to admire here. The cinematography is gorgeous. The performances, despite some being sidelined or underutilized, everyone is great. But most importantly, I think this movie was trying to say something, but it settles for surface level observations and humor that just didn't really work for me most of the time. 4 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. It really means a lot. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, but most importantly, do not forget to be blessed.